What's up, kids? Welcome to Wrestler Geeks. I'm your host, Justin Shaw.
And I'm Black Fox.
Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Ring of Honor's Best in the World pay-per-view on June 23rd. I would like to start off with the first match, Hangman Adam Page versus Frankie Kazarian in a strap match. Ooh. The strap match that I remember watching was from Lucha Underground. I know it was that wrestler Hernandez versus, I don't know who he was fighting. It was probably Tejano from Lucha Underground. I don't remember, but that was the last strap match that I remember watching. But this strap match between Hangman Adam Page and Frankie Kazarian was beyond hardcore.
How do you go beyond hardcore? Wait, how do you go beyond hardcore in a strap match?
Let me explain.
By all means.
The match started off, as usual, strap match, whipping each other with the strap. Frankie Kazarian and Hangman Adam Page, they were just going at it. Hangman Page somehow took Frankie Kazarian's strap. He took it away from him somehow and just threw it out of the ring. So I thought at first Frankie Kazarian was going to come up short, real short, because you know what Adam Page did? He actually went on the edge of the apron of the ring and found another strap with thumbtacks.
What? Why did it have thumbtacks in it?
I don't know, but that was crazy hardcore.
That's gotta hurt worse than a regular strap.
Yes. And Hangman was using that strap to his advantage, but Frankie Kazarian wasn't gonna have that. Eventually, Frankie Kazarian got a hold of the strap that Adam Page found with the thumbtacks,
right.
And he was just beating the crap out of it.
I can only imagine.
Taking full advantage of that strap. So, Frankie Kazarian eventually won the match because he gave Hangman Adam Page, one heck of a beating with that strap. You see, this is why, if I was a wrestler, I would never, I enjoyed the match, but I would never hit a weapon with an additional accessory on it, because after seeing this match, I know eventually it would go the other way around.
Oh, you mean like they basically grab the strap from you or any other type of weapon and
a strap or a barbed wire bat or whatever. Like, let's say
a bat with thumbnails.
More or less, yeah. Like let's say if I was a wrestler, and if I hit, a weapon with a slightly altered weapon in the ring to use against my opponent,
right?
I wouldn't want my opponent to use that same weapon against me, because I know eventually I would lose.
That's why you make sure you take him out first with it, but okay.
But that's pretty much what happened between the match with Hangman Adam Page and Frankie Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian won.
Of course.
And there's a reason why I wanted to talk about this match first. Not only because it's a hardcore match, but during this pay-per-view, which I will get to shortly, the championship match with Christopher Daniels and Cody Rhodes. Remind you, Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels, they're part of a tag team called The Addiction.
Yep.
But let's move on to the next match in Best of the World Ring of Honor. Dalton Castle and his boys against the Briscoes and Bully Ray.
For the Triple Tag Team Championship.
Bully Ray, formerly known as Bubba Ray Dudley, but he's known in Ring of Honor as Bully Ray. I say this, it was a good match, but I'm a huge fan of Dalton Castle, especially his style of wrestling, Greco-Roman. And it's said that he was influenced and inspired by Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
And Mr. Perfect. It's kind of obvious because if you ever seen Dalton Castle wrestle, he does a move similar to Mr. Perfect's Perplex or Perfectplex.
Yes.
But this was a good match. I thought this match will go into the Briscoes and Bully Ray's favor, but somehow it didn't, because this whole started when Dalton Castle, the Briscoes, and Bully Ray teamed up to fight against Los Ingobernables de Japón, which is my favorite group in New Japan. And you know, I'm a huge fan of Tetsuya Naito.
Yeah.
What happened was, Bushi was going to get missed by Dalton Castle. I think that's what happened. And luckily the boys pushed Dalton Castle out of the way, and the mist hit one of the Briscoes. I'm not sure if it was Jay or Mark Briscoe, one of the two. I can't tell which, because to me they look like twins. And that's how the feud started between the Briscoes and Dalton Castle.
Right.
What happened was, during this match, Dalton Castle won the triple tag team belts with the boys because Mark and Jay Briscoe were focused on going after Dalton Castle and the boys. What happened was, I think one of the boys ran out of the ring. Either Mark or Jay Briscoe ran to go chase them. Bully Ray was trying to convince them to stay in the ring. But what happened was, Dalton Castle caught one of them off guard and pinned him. 1, 2, 3. And that's how Dalton Castle and the boys ended up with the triple tag belts. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Dalton Castle. The boys, in my opinion, they need to be trained in wrestling a little bit more. Because they seem to be more like, I know they follow Dalton Castle around. They're his boys. You know? You know, they're entertaining, you know, but they need a little more training in wrestling if they're gonna wrestle, and if they're part of the triple tag team. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Because otherwise, the next time Dalton Castle and the boys defend the belts, they're gonna end up losing them.
Well, you never know. There's always a trick around that.
So I just think, give Dalton Castle's boys a little bit more training, and they're good to go. So, that being said, I'm going to go to my favorite match, which is Jay Lethal versus Silas Young. Silas Young, he's a great heel. He's a jerk, but he's a great heel. He's like, you're not wrestling's last real man. And then you can't go wrong with his sidekick, Beer City Bruiser. I mean, come on. He's a wrestler that loves drinking beer.
So, yeah. Stone Cold wrestling. Gotta love it.
But this was my favorite match. It was a great grudge match. I don't even know how grudge matches work, but it was a great match. Both Jay Lethal and Silas Young gave each other one heck of a beating. Luckily, Jay Lethal won the match.
Yep.
But that's not all.
Yeah.
Silas Young got really, really upset, and he just decided to just
be a sore loser. Let's be honest. He was being a sore loser.
He was being a sore loser and continued on beating the crap out of Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
Prior to that, you know what else happened? Silas Young put Jay Lethal on a table. Silas Young told his partner, Beer City Bruiser, to get on top of the turnbuckle and slam him on the table. Well,
isn't he?
Let me rephrase it. He went on top of the turnbuckle, and you know what else happened? He did La Plancha through the table. Can you believe that? Beer City Bruiser, being that he's a big guy, he did the plancha.
Isn't he like over 200 pounds?
He's a big guy. I just said he's a big guy.
Right. He's over 200 pounds though. That's
yeah. So
lethal.
I didn't believe
How ironic. That's pretty lethal.
he did the plancha. Beer City Bruiser did the plancha on Jay Lethal after Jay Lethal getting beaten the crap out of Silas Young after Jay Lethal winning the match. And Beer City Bruiser did the plancha, literally did the plancha on Jay Lethal through the table. And the table broke.
Well, I mean, I think it would have been kind of bad if the table didn't really break after he blasted him like that.
I would have laughed if it ricocheted. Like, if he was, like, ricocheted off the table, like, ding.
Let's go on to the next one.
Yeah.
And of course, we have the best for last on that one. The the ROH Championship match.
You want to talk about this match?
Yeah. Well, Christopher Daniels versus Cody Rhodes. The
Great
American
match.
Nightmare.
Great match.
The American Nightmare.
Any match with Cody Rhodes is a great match. I don't care what people say.
Exactly.
But go ahead.
For this situation, this is Christopher Daniels' first title defense since he won the ROH Championship from Adam Cole. And to be honest, like, everybody who saw the match, everybody who knew about the match coming up, we all kind of thought Christopher Daniels was going to retain. I thought Christopher Daniels was going to retain.
I thought so too.
And I got to say, Cody Rhodes, he made Christopher Daniels' dream into a nightmare.
Hey, that's why they call him the American Nightmare.
Yeah, it's true. But I got to give it to him. Throughout this entire match, Cody and Daniels went at each other. And, like, you really, honestly, legit, like, you honestly felt Cody deserved it when he won it. Because I didn't think he'd be able to pull it off. He managed to actually catch him. And, you know, he won. I got it. Congratulations, Cody Rhodes. I got to say this. You definitely, and not only that, it's his first world title.
Right.
Like, the first one in his family since his father.
Right, that's right. That's
So
right.
I gotta say this. Congratulations to Cody Rhodes. You've earned it. Okay. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Let's talk about that. That was definitely, like, in all honesty, it was an interesting pay-per-view. Especially because nobody really, for one thing that a lot of people were like really annoyed at was the name. So.
Great balls.
Of fire, yes. Let's keep PG. Let's keep PG. Now,
Dragon Balls. Dragon Ball Z, the anime. They're great balls. You call Shenron the dragon? Make a wish?
let's go back to the pay-per-view. No, Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. It was definitely a interesting match. They put on their feud has been basically about whether or not Bray Wyatt can be slayed, if you will. And throughout this match, you kind of thought, I honestly thought Seth was going to come out of nowhere and just win.
Me too.
I think we were all surprised, though, when it was Bray Wyatt who just came out of nowhere, hit him with a thumbnail of the eye and just caught him with Sister Abigail.
You know, when I first saw this match, when Bray Wyatt first appeared, I thought he was going to be fighting Finn Balor, but let's talk about that another time.
Yeah. So then we got the next match. This one was been like a personal, if you will, betrayal match. It's like anybody who's looked at WWE within the past year knows this is the year of tag team betrayals. We had Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens. That friendship broke up. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was-
when
that
we
was-
talked about
Yeah, that
the
was
first
like,
episode.
That was hurtful.
hurtful indeed.
You know, now we got the one thing nobody actually thought at all, Enzo Amore and Big Cass. That was hurtful. Like anyone who's watching NXT know that these two have basically, they were the closest of friends. They were tag team material. You knew that they were gonna one day get the tag team titles. And then Big Cass decided, you know what, yeah, I don't want to work with you, Enzo, anymore. Like he booted him, he attacked him from behind. So this match was like, especially after a great promo like that, Enzo put on one of the best promos of this year.
Oh yeah, he's really, really,
Good with
really
his,
good
he was
on the
good
mic.
on the mic. And you were thinking that, throughout this entire match that Enzo was going to probably get some payback in there. And, well, it kind of looked like a squash match. Let's be honest. It was like Enzo put up a fight, but this made Big Cass look strong. 'Cause he just beat him.
This match, in my opinion, it should have been like a grudge match or some sort of hardcore match. But I always thought when I first saw Enzo and Cass in NXT, I always thought eventually that Big Cass would turn heel. But
Well, between the two, yeah, you never know.
yeah, let's move on.
And of course, this one was one of my personal favorites. The first ever 30-man Iron Man tag team match. This is between the Hardy Boys and Sheamus and Cesaro. This was basically to get the tag team championships. And well, while they were going at it, it was in the beginning. Basically, the Hardy Boys were behind, but they actually managed to catch up and actually tie the series at one point. And well, they unfortunately, like during the last minute, they came up short. Cesaro and them managed to actually get a roll-up pin on him, and at that last point, Jeff Hardy was basically going after him. He ran after him. Sheamus got knocked out of the ring, and Cesaro ended up doing actually something smart. He ran out like within the last 15 seconds of it, even though he did get caught with a twist of fate. But it was like at the 2-second mark, and they managed to actually walk away with the W on this one. Hardy Boys didn't get their belts back, but you got to say for an Iron Man match, like especially for a tag team one, that was definitely a great match. And yes, I'm going to use this. Cesaro and Sheamus, despite this, they really actually proved that they are the bar in that one. They definitely did, though. Now let's move on to one of the other matches. Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. Now, for anybody else who knows the fact that Sasha finally got another shot at the Raw Women's Championship. She hadn't gotten it since Charlotte beat her back then, and this is her chance to actually do that. And this is her versus Alexa Bliss, and I'm gonna be for real. I don't care what nobody says. This match is all Sasha. Sasha took it to Alexa Bliss. But unfortunately, in the end, Alexa Bliss decided, you know what, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Took a count-out victory.
Yeah.
And
she took the easy way out.
yeah, but yeah, she's a heel, so that's how it always is. The only thing that happened that I don't think she counted on was she thought she was going to walk away with everything intact. And Sasha Banks, just a little angry, took her to town. Like, literally. Like, in the end of it, she threw her into the announcer's table. Like, they were about to... Alexa Bliss thought she had her. She was going to, put her through the table. Nah, Sasha wasn't having it. She basically kicked her off that table. And then, knees to faces. Literally, double knees.
She went through a table?
No, she threw her off the table and did the double knees off of it.
Oh.
I was like, that looked like it hurt.
I can imagine.
Yeah. And now we move to another match. The Miz versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title. Now, we all knew going into this match that somehow, one way or another, the newly teamed up Miz-tourage, if you will, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
Are they wrestling too?
Yeah, they're part of his they're part of.
No, but they're not.
No, they're not. No, they weren't wrestling at all. This one, they were just they were on his side, and
Okay.
This is basically Miz's chance, Dean Ambrose's chance to reclaim the Intercontinental title, because he technically, in all honesty, he lost it by a technicality. Come on, but this is his chance to recover it. And at one point, you kind of thought it was going to happen, but as usual, the numbers game caught up with him, and well, unfortunately, Dean didn't walk away with the Intercontinental title. The thing about this match was, this is a feud that's been going on for a long time, especially between The Miz and Dean. And, We don't know how it's gonna end between the two of them now. It's just gonna, if it's gonna continue or not. But it's already proved the fact that now that he has the Miz Taraj with him, the Miz is gonna be Intercontinental Champion for a while, in my personal opinion now.
And I have a feeling once Dean Ambrose is done with, dealing with the Miz, he still has to deal with Bo Dallas and what's his name again? Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel.
Yeah.
This was actually one of the best matches of the night.
I agree. This was one of the matches compared to all the other matches in Great Balls of Fire. Because me personally, all the other matches were lame-o.
Well, be that as it may, we talk about Braun Strowman, the monster among men, versus Roman Reigns in an ambulance match. Now, both these men have basically been going at it, trying to put each other to the hospital, but this was like a match where that's what you really had to do. And throughout this fight, like Roman showed the fact that he could take it to Braun. But, god dang, Braun basically beat him with an inch of his life.
Roman Reigns messed up.
Well, yeah, but like that's towards the end.
He wanted to spear Braun Strowman into the ambulance machine. It kind of felt like a Tom and Jerry episode where he was going to spear Braun Strowman and somehow Roman Reigns missed. He somehow dodged himself out of the way, and right when he did the spear.
Yeah. You mean Braun, right? Braun dodged it.
Let me rephrase it. Braun Strowman dodged Roman Reigns' spear. Roman Reigns, unfortunately, speared himself into the ambulance machine. Now, if you were to see that part, you would know what I mean. Like, it literally felt like another episode of Tom and Jerry. Or Bugs Bunny. like, all of a sudden, and it just shut the door and that's it.
Well, yeah, but
am I right or wrong?
I mean, I don't know about the comparison.
Don't you watch Tom and Jerry?
I do watch Tom and Jerry. Yes, I watch Tom and Jerry.
Or Bugs Bunny?
Yes, but I don't think Bugs has ever actually tried to spear somebody and just I get what you mean though. He did himself in, but you can't lie though.
It's kind of funny though too, but messed up.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah. Oh God. No, but you can't lie though. The thing about it was, even though Braun won the battle, but you can't lie, Roman won the war.
Yeah.
Especially because afterwards.
The aftermath was awesome. I'd rather have you explain this.
Long story short, after Roman ended up trying to spear Braun and Braun moved out the way, Roman ended up in the ambulance. Braun won. We all thought that was the end of it. Roman, however, had different plans. He came out he speared Braun after he came out of the ambulance, beat Braun up, took a chair. He took a chair towards the beginning of the match. But he ended up throwing Braun into the ambulance. And he ended up driving the ambulance into the parkway, into the driveway. We all thinking what's he going to do here? And what he did, I don't think anybody saw this coming. Was he?
Neither did I.
But
it was epic.
He backed the ambulance into one of those trucks, right?
The trailers.
Yeah, trailers. And
it went pow.
But let's be for real. He tried to commit murder, man. That was just they needed the jaws of life to get Braun out of there.
Was that attempted? That would be considered attempted murder.
Yeah, well, long story short, they needed the jaws of life to get Braun out of there. And, eventually they did. And Braun looked like he... the point of Braun says he's not, I'm not done with you?
Yeah.
He looked like he was done with Roman after that.
Yeah, especially when he walked out of the ambulance all, mangled up.
Yeah, and the thing is this, he didn't want any medical help. He kept moving. That's another thing where I'm like, oh, Braun's kind of a real term reason why we call Braun a monster, because I'm be for real, I'd have been like, if that was me, getting out of that ambulance, I'd be like, please just take me.
You're not as big as Braun Strowman.
excuse me for not being as big as Braun Strowman. But you know what? Yeah, the point of the matter is Braun won the battle. Roman won the war.
Basically.
And ran away from the crime, seeing the crime, but I'm just going to point that out there. But now we move on to the match that everybody wanted to see for this. The first encounter between Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. And, I'm going to be real, throughout the promos, Samoa Joe has been proving that he is a man on a mission. He is not afraid of Brock Lesnar. Most people, when we see somebody fight Brock Lesnar, we see the size difference, and it normally falls into the fact that you're going to go to Suplex City. Now, Samoa Joe, throughout the entire time, has attacked Brock Lesnar. He even managed to put him in Coquina Clutch. That gave a lot of people an opinion that Joe might be able to take it to Lesnar. And in reality, when the match started, Joe attacked Brock Lesnar, and he put him through the table. This is before the match even started. And then afterwards, he started just going after him again, trying to put him in the Coquina Clutch. He was hitting him from all angles, and then, to everybody's surprise, Brock Lesnar got a second win. He just started trying to throw him into Suplex City. And, they got to the point where you thought he was going to go for another suplex. And I gotta give Samoa Joe credit, because this shows that Samoa Joe is a veteran. He basically managed to get the referee at a different angle and low-blowed Lesnar.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Didn't Samoa Joe put Brock Lesnar on the Coquina Clutch maybe more than 3 times?
Yeah, he did. And you're all thinking that, we all thought that it was Brock Lesnar was going to go to sleep, especially that last time, that last moment. But to everybody's surprise, well, no, not everybody's surprise. We all figured one way or another Brock was going to get out of it. But, Brock caught a second wind, caught him with an F5. Once again, it was over, and your man, Brock Lesnar, has retained his championship.
We're almost out of time, but I want to thank everyone for watching the show. Please feel free to email me at shawjustin576@gmail.com.
And you can email me at followthefox777@gmail.com.
Once again, this is Wrestler Geeks. Have fun, be safe, and don't get into any fights. We'll see you soon.
Ciao.